We are 4 days away from the Fed meeting, and Jerome Powell, everyone's predicting he's going to cut interest rates. And 25 basis points, upwards of 50 basis points. I think 25 is likely if he does it. And it's crazy because a lot of people are still going to wait until the last minute to jump into crypto. And a lot of people are going into these pumps that are soon to come blindfolded. No profit plan in place, no direction. Just going to spam everyone, ask questions, and hope to God they get an answer. This is the worst plan or no plan that you can have as an investor heading into Q4. We're 2 weeks away from Q4, which is October through December, and a lot of people are not even prepared to take profits or at least build their positions, right? So let me first pull up Whale Insider because I told you guys time and time again how manipulation is always here, no matter what. And it's funny because BlackRock is one of the biggest manipulating companies to ever exist in all of asset management. Look at this. 12 hours ago, BlackRock buys $175.6 million of Ethereum and $263 million of Bitcoin. This is 13 hours ago. If we go back a couple days, right here, September 9th, BlackRock sells $193 million of ETH, and that is 4 days ago. Okay, they sold 193 mil 4 days ago, and then today, 12 hours ago, bought 175 mil. So realistically speaking, they're down $18 million on their initial investment. Why would they do this? Well, because every time these market makers do things like this, who follows them? Retail and everyone else. Okay, BlackRock is one of the biggest companies to ever exist in asset management. So if they're making a move like this, the whales will follow like them and retail will follow. So it caused a huge dump 4 days ago. And now we're seeing people trying to pump the market because the Fed meeting is expected to cut interest rates, which will put us into quantitative easing, which changes the monetary policy, which puts the money printer back on, slashes interest rates for risk-off assets, forces the wealthy to move their money to risk-on assets, and encourages consumer spending by offering more borrowing and leverage trading. Money that's not meant to be theirs to buy crypto, stocks, ETFs alike. Okay, market manipulation. And by the way, follow me on X if you want. Great place to stay in touch. Also, follow me on Discord. Aside from my buy and sell alerts, great place to be. Great support group. You can see all my courses. Get the support group. Get your questions answered. We do conference call Q&As every so often, especially during times like these where you want to be having a plan. Surround yourself in a like-minded environment to make a lot of money. Definitely helps a lot. But that being said, let's pull up CoinMarketCap. I want to show you guys the metrics, and we'll get into a little more of a talking segment here. So you can see we're back into neutral. Market cap is back above 4 trillion, which is pretty good. Okay, I have yet to see us hold above this. We'll see if we do. I don't think it's going to hold today, but anything's possible. Altcoin season index surprisingly is at 71, but altcoins are not yet pumping. We're seeing some new pumps take place, but nothing crazy. And it says we're moving to overbought territory according to the crypto RSI. Let's get a closer look, shall we? So let's see how long we've been above 4 trillion. I don't think it's been much time at all. So since yesterday, okay. Yeah, so it's been 1 day, and we have yet to really hold above it for any period of time. Ideally, over a week would be good. We'll see if we can hold this for longer than a couple of days. But nonetheless, that's good to see. Let's get into Bitcoin dominance now, which we've fallen below 57%. The next target, psychologically speaking, for retail is 55%. When we break that, you're going to see Ethereum back to probably above 5K, and Bitcoin will probably be around 125K. And you're going to see more coins wake up, like XRP is doing, Solana, so on and so forth, your top 100, right? Phase 3 is not altcoin season. Okay, a lot of people have this misconstrued. Phase 3 is not altcoin season. Phase 4 is altcoin season. So we're in phase 2 right now, and we're starting to see potential phase 3 take place. If this rally takes place, and this is not baked into what's coming in 4 days, we're going to probably enter phase 3 sooner than later into Q4, October this year. If that happens, we're in the best spot to reach phase 4. Phase 4 is going to be Bitcoin dominance being ideally below 50%, or at least at 50% dominance where the altcoins rival it. Okay, it is not until that point that we're in altcoin season. I know all investors are going to say, oh, that's it, we're in altcoin season. I know a lot of influencers will tell you that. But by comparison, by previous cycles, Bitcoin dominance has to be 50% or lower to be in a real altcoin season. Doesn't mean you can't take profits until then. Like, I don't care if Bitcoin dominance is 52%. If I see a certain altcoin or a bunch of altcoins ripping and I want to take profits, guess who's taking profits? Me, right? So I'm just saying, like, be prepared, have a plan, but just keep in mind, we're not yet there. Okay, we're not yet there, but this next Fed meeting is probably going to be the most interesting one. It's definitely the most anticipated Fed meeting we have in quite some time. But like I said, a lot of people are going to make critical mistakes, your peers. A lot of people are going to wait until they see what Jerome Powell does to make the decision to get in or get out of crypto. If Jerome Powell cuts rates, you're going to see a lot of retail come back to YouTube. Views go up. You're going to see YouTubers come back, start making videos again. If for some reason he doesn't and he cuts, contrary to what everyone's been saying, banks been saying, the market's going to experience a significant crash, and you're going to see interest at all-time lows for this year. A lot of people are not prepared for that. Okay, it's not the likely scenario, but it's a possible scenario. Hence why I've been cashing up just in case. My rule of thumb is, especially during this time, is I've been investing for quite some time. What's the sense of cashing up? Either I have some money for a dip, or I just watch my portfolio go from here, rip it to the upside. Okay, I've been investing for a number of years, but if you've been investing for less than 1 year, or your portfolio is not up to par yet, I would keep DCAing, especially now heading into the Fed meeting, because once the Fed meeting takes place, we'll have more of a clear direction as to when altcoin season will come, and also the time frame for how long it's going to last for and what's expected to come to wrap up the end of this year. Okay, so a lot of people are waiting for Jerome Powell to see what he says. We've seen a lot of distractions lately, but I'm telling you, just watch out for the manipulation. If BlackRock tomorrow comes out and sells $200 million of Bitcoin or $300 million of Ethereum, or Trump tweets something that puts us back, whether it's the tariffs getting worse, something like that, you're going to see the market react accordingly. They react to words more than anything. Okay, if there's one thing we learned from previous cycles, is that the market always recovers despite where retail thinks, despite what the current sentiment is right before the market starts to rally. We are not far away. I am very pumped. I'm very excited. And more importantly, I am very patient, because I know good times are coming and that the profit taking plan is going to be well worth it. And I'm telling you, a lot of people have this dilemma in waiting for profits. But again, you play your cards correctly, this can be a one and done cycle for you. You don't even have to come back for a second cycle. We've had so much time to buy the dips, to DCA the dips, that if you play your cards correctly, you may very well have the option to not want to come back if you choose to do so. Now, personally, I will come back, but I will invest a lot of my profits into the S&P 500, back into Bitcoin, maybe some gold, so on and so forth, also real estate. But you have to believe that you can do that first before you actually realize this to happen. A lot of people have self-doubt in themselves and their actions, and this is what leads to bad decisions, bad behavior, and regret. Okay, I've been making the same boring video now for years on end, because I want to beat this message home to you that you're so close, you have everything you need to make a lot of money, and now it's just a matter of waiting. This is a waiting game. A lot of crypto, contrary to popular belief, is a boring waiting game. When you're investing into the casino part of crypto, nonstop DEX meme coins, and you're just trying to flip plays and reading graphs and constantly day trading, yeah, sure, that can be interesting. It's the endorphin release, it's the rush that people like to have in crypto. But when you treat it like the stock market, where you buy crypto assets at cheap prices, you keep buying, and you sit on your hands and you don't really make any moves unless it's to pivot. When you just keep doing that, that's where the real wealth is created, or at least handed over, right? The wealth is always handed over in these markets from the impatient to the patient. This is why the 10% of the richest people own 90% of the stock market, because they know how this transfer takes place. They know the mentality they need to ensure they're on the right end of it, and they do it effectively, consistently, every single time. Crypto is not much different. Crypto is just a unregulated market compared to stocks. Crypto is not considered securities, at least in most of it, at least not yet. So because of that, people had more fear with it. They had more fear, so their expectations are different. They're like either going to the moon or going to the graveyard, and they usually have delusions and unrealistic expectations as a result. That's why I keep a level head here. I tell you how it is. Get some blue chips, get some diversity, get some AI, get some layer ones, get some memes, get some Web3, get a bunch of different narratives. And most importantly, make sure you're buying them when no one else wants to buy them. We do not have much time left. I'm sure you're tired of me saying that, but I'm telling you the straight up truth. We do not have much time left. Make use of your time and get ready for Q4. Even if this run extends into Q1 of next year, if for whatever reason Jerome Powell decides not to cut interest rates, the market is still heading in the right direction, and we're not going to be far away from realizing all the fruits of our hard labor, which is profits. Okay, I am very excited. If you're excited as well, please leave a like on the video. Again, join the Discord, a great place to be. You will not regret it, and follow me on X. I hope this boring video helped you. If it did in any way, leaving a like definitely helps a lot for feedback. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.